We are the Receipt Tracker app team. My name is Jake Buckets.
Hello, my name is Deja Scott.
My name is Andrew Tant.
I'm Kanika Patsavong.
I'm Anakriti Maidala.
About our app, the Receipt Tracker app, what it's meant to do, it is a financial budgeting app, and that allows users to keep track of their monthly spending. The app allows a user to take a picture of a receipt, and it pulls all that relevant data from that receipt. The app then stores the receipts in our database, and that feature allows users to keep track of all their purchases, which will then be filtered by date and categories.
Usually, when we think of someone trying to track their expenses, the mental image of someone going through a shoebox full of receipts comes to mind. The tedious process of sifting through bills and calculating overall spending manually, and then separating expenses by category to just get a gist of how efficiently someone is budgeting is definitely not fun. It is very time-consuming and inconvenient. It might be something our grandparents might have been accustomed to, but we can skip this whole process by using our Receipt Tracker app.
Our app allows users to keep track of all of their purchases and display their purchase history in an easy-to-read way. By doing this, we allow users to more accurately budget their money. Our app also allows users to quickly see how they are currently spending their money by automatically grouping purchases into different categories. Our goal is to give users a platform that is easy to use and allows them to effortlessly track their purchases all in one place.
So for the technologies used for our app, we ended up using Ionic Framework as our platform for building the app, and this was mostly because Ionic makes it relatively simple to create apps that work both well in Android as well as iOS. So essentially we can write a single code base that will be used for both platforms. We ended up using Firebase for our user authentication and persistent storage. And the reason we did this is because there is a plethora of information on how to integrate these two together. It's a widely accepted practice to use these two. Also, Firestore, which is Firebase's real-time database, makes data upkeep extremely easy. It makes it really easy to handle authentication and then correlate that with the actual data in the database. For the OCR that we're using to actually pull data from the receipts, we're using something called TagGun. And this is a REST-based API. So basically when you take an image, it sends it to the TagGun API, and then it sends data back to our app that we then use to store in our database. And we were originally going to use something called Tesseract.js as our OCR technology. And essentially what Tesseract is it's an OCR library that we could use in our app to actually read text from any given image. There were a couple issues with this technology. The first being it expects essentially a low noise type image. So basically text on a white background. Black text on a white background is where it fares best. But the issue is, of course, when you're taking a picture of a receipt, you may have a countertop behind you. It may not be the best quality. Receipts sometimes are printed pretty badly. So there's a lot of error that could come into it. So we did try using some image post-processing to fix the accuracy, and we were able to get it up quite an amount with some post-processing. But then the next issue that came up was we may be able to read text from an image, but we actually have to figure out what this text means. So this is where the issue kind of became larger in scale than we had hoped it would become. And so because of this, and because it became a little too hard for us to do in real time on the app, we decided to opt just to use a REST-based API so that we could get data that was more meaningful and more accurate on average. And when categorizing the type of purchase, we're using Google Places API so that when TagGun actually pulls the name of the place of the receipt, we send that name to Google Places API, and it'll send us back actually what it thinks that type of purchase is by the categories they set. And then we limit that down to 5 actual category types.
Welcome to Receipt Tracker, an app that helps you keep track of your monthly purchases. Here's a login screen where you can enter your username and password. Once you enter your information, it will take you to the dashboard. The dashboard is where you can see 10 of your most recent purchases and the total amount spent. Click on any previous purchase to view details such as when the purchase was made, how much was spent, and an image of the receipt. If you would like to edit any information on a previous purchase, click on the pencil icon at the top of the screen. Clicking on it will take you to the edit form where you can edit the amount spent, the date, or the location listed. Once you save your changes, the app will take you back to the dashboard. If you would like to add a new purchase, click on the plus button on the top of the screen. It will take you to a camera screen where you can take a photo of the receipt. If you would like to enter the information manually, click on the Input New Purchase Yourself prompt, and it will take you to the Add Receipt data screen. After you enter all relevant data about the purchase, select Create Transaction, and it will take you back to the dashboard where you can see your new purchase amount added to the total amount spent and at the top of your top 10 recent purchases. On the breakdown screen, you can see this month's purchases as well as last month's. Under All Purchases, you can view every purchase you've entered in the Receipt Tracker database. If you would like to search for a specific purchase, you can search by name of location, by date, or by category. This is the Profile screen that contains information such as your email address, your most recent login date, and options like change password, delete account, or sign out.